So real talk, I haven't watched Pokemon in a long time. I don't think I've watched Pokemon since the end of the Johto arc. Honestly, actually no, a little further than Johto. I think after the when Dawn came on board, that's when I stopped watching, and that was mostly because I'd kind of grown out of Pokemon. But I've always wanted to see this, no matter what iteration of Pokemon it is. I've always wanted to see this happen. I've always wanted to see this kind of moment. It would bring me back, honestly, to watching Pokemon, just because it would not only, like, there's so much potential for cool stuff to happen, but let's admit it, it would be kind of fun to watch, and it seems like it would be logical, in a way. And that being, just have Jesse and James just be the new companions for Ash. I mean, let's face it, Ash is pretty much the Doctor at this point. Always finding new companions, new people to travel with, and seeing far-off exotic places. Doesn't seem to fucking age. Whatever. But let's face it, who's been there even longer, well, just as long as Misty and Brock? Who has been there just as long? Team Rocket. You know, Jesse and James and Meowth have always been there from the get-go. And I think it would be kind of fun just to have them be like, oh, we can't keep doing this forever. Or you could just have them that Giovanni's, like, had enough of their shit and just have them quit, you know? And just, not quit, but be fired. And just, like, yeah, Giovanni's like, I've had it. I've spent, you know, you've spent so much money. We've spent so much money for your organization. You know, our organization has spent so much money on your dumbass schemes. Get out. And yeah, you can just have it that Jesse and James are like, can we please travel with you now? Please. Please. We have nowhere else to go. And that would be that I think would be a cool angle to play with, because yeah, I think in a weird way Ash would be accepting of that, but at the same time you'd be like, guys, you've tried to steal Pikachu and a number of other, not just my Pokemon, but a lot of other Pokemon throughout the ages. Just saying, I don't trust you outright. And of course Jesse and James would be like, oh, come on, we have got nowhere else to go. And you're all alone, because that's how you end up in every arc, so let's just travel with you. So, yeah, I think it would be some cool moments, because when you think about it, Jesse, James, and Meowth have been around, like I said, have been around just as long, if not, probably the longest, and they probably, like, there is a weird understanding between Team Rocket and Ash, and Ash and Pikachu. There's this weird understanding between the group, and let's face it, there have been times where Team Rocket's teamed up with them, and there's almost like a buddy cop kind of moments with Team Rocket at points. I don't know if that's still a thing in the new series, but yeah. You could yeah, it's kind of like, in a weird way, during those times whenever Team Rocket, you know, showed up and, like, kind of, like, had these joking banters between Ash and them, it almost felt like, Captain Cold and the Flash, or better yet, the Flash and the Rogues, in a way. That's the best way you could look at their, Ash and Team Rocket's relationship, is that it's very much like the Flash and the Rogues. But anyway, so that's how I've kind of that's how I kind of view it, at least. So what would it be like if Jesse and James did become Ash's new partners? Like, could you imagine just the back and forth between the three of them? Could you just imagine, like, all of them? And you damn well know that Jesse and James would still be wearing the Team Rocket costumes, and Ash would be like, guys, you're not working for Team Rocket anymore, just take them off. And they'd just be like, no, it's marketing. That would be their response, to be like, no, it's marketing. Plus, it's only the only clothes we ever have. But you have all those disguises, we lose them. How? We blast off every time. Like that. I would also love to have a scene where they lose a fight, and they're already, like, bracing themselves to be blasting off, but nothing happens, and be like, we don't know how to feel just now. Also, the other thing that could be really fun is having a lot of back and forth between Meowth and Pikachu, where, yeah, those two could be like an Abbott and you could have little parts in the episodes where they're like Abbott and Costello kind of moments, where Meowth and Pikachu kind of get off on their own adventures sometimes, and kind of get into their own trouble, And Meowth's always like, well, this is another fine mess you've gotten me into. Although they'd be more like Laurel and Harding, but still, I digress. So I think it would just be kind of fun with just kind of little moments between, Pikachu and Meowth. And they're also, like, now, if you had Meowth on this group, Meowth could translate for the Pokemon, especially Pikachu. Like, Pikachu's talk to is like, "Oh, thanks, Pikachu! He called you an idiot. Oh, fuck you, Pikachu!" Admit it, yeah, that would be one of the other reasons of just having Meowth translate for some of Ash's Pokemon, where he'd be like, "Hey, what did he say? You really don't want to know what he just called you." Anyway, so I think it would just be kind of fun, and could you imagine instead of just traveling on foot, the five of them, or six, well, yeah, it'd be six counting Pikachu, and not counting the Pokemon, mind you, but could you imagine, like, just them traveling in the balloon now? Like, it's a little, they're all cramped in together, and be like, it'd be better if we walked on foot. No way, this is the only thing we have left! You're not taking the balloon from us. I don't know, because, like I said earlier, when you really think about it, Team Rocket has been around the longest, they've been the longest mainstay in Pokemon, in this universe, disregarding Ash, of course. So, when you really think about how this all plays out, yeah, and when you really think about it, Ash has taught them some lessons, and even Team Rocket's taught Ash some lessons, in the earlier seasons of Pokemon. And remember, they've teamed up multiple times, whether it be in the movies or in the show, and there are almost parts where Jesse and James just kind of want to be good. Like, there's this inherent thing inside them that makes them want to go, we don't want to be totally evil. And you're probably thinking, well, if Jesse and James aren't the constant antagonist of the show, who would be the new opponent? Ah, glad you asked. Just have Butch and Cassidy come back. Jesse and James's rivals. Just have them be the new, replace Team Rocket, and actually be a lot more competent than, Jesse and James, and have them, actually try to get their way out of all their schemes, because unlike Jesse and James, their plans actually work. So you could honestly do, a Team Rocket team that is actually competent, and you can have Jesse and James be like, well, how they got all the cool stuff? How were we not on the right insurance plan? What the fuck? I don't know. I've just kind of always thought about that. Like, just have, like I've said, the one constant that's always been around in Ash's world is Team Rocket. So why not just have them be like, hey, you guys want to just travel with me? Also, could you just imagine, them trying their best not to go back to being evil? Like, hey, that psychic Pokemon that kicked Pikachu's ass is kind of powerful. We're not stealing it. Damn it! I don't know. I've just kind of always had that thought of, yeah, why hasn't that happened yet? I don't know. It's just kind of I just decided, just be kind of a fun little video to just kind of do for the hell of it. But anyway, you guys tell me in the comments below. What if you guys could actually have Team Rocket in? Would you guys actually know? The better question is, would you guys actually be cool with the idea of Team Rocket being the new companions for Ash and Pikachu? Just comment below. Let me know. Do you guys like that idea? Do you guys hate the idea? And what would it be like, in your opinion, if that was true? But anyway, once again, hope you all enjoyed this, and I'm out.